Hi, this is Anta from Anta's Fitness and Self-Defense, and today I want to talk to you about the Indistractable program for the coronavirus lockdown. Now is when we need it the most. Some of you, most of my students did this program, the 6-week challenge, and what I'm going to do today, just as a reminder for those that are students and those that are not, a lot of this will be valuable information for you. So, I'm going to go down the 6 weeks, the different things we did in 6 weeks, and so to remind you so you could continue to use them. You could do them like this, or you can just pick what you want to do. So again, and those of you that did the challenge, while we were finishing the challenge is when we were getting those that went for the whole 6 weeks and turned everything in on time, the t-shirts that we're giving you, the free t-shirts only, that cannot be bought. It's only for those that did the Indistractable challenge. It's going to say Indistractable. When we get back to training in the studio, like if you guys know, we're training now online, home training. When we get back to the studio, that's when you're going to give me. A lot of you have sent me your size, your child's size, yet it's too much stuff, so when we get back, you're going to give me the size, and then is when we're going to order. Okay, so Make Your Child Indistractable Challenge, the 6-week journey on eliminating distractions. Week number 1, what they talked about was eliminate digital distraction. Now, one of the questions was, does your child bring their device to bed? That is terrible. Forget about being distracted, the mental aspect, those I don't know if it's radiation, radioactive, whatever the phone leaks out is terrible for your body and your brain. I've heard kids that sleep with it under their pillow, next to it, and every time it clicks, they look at it. It's an addiction. Cell phones, electronic, is an addiction. And just like any other addiction, we got to work around it. And, get rid of addiction while they're young. So when they're older, they're not, if you guys know that we talked about in class, how in the last 5 years, the difference I see, the kids' focus and athleticism has just declined, and it has so much to do with that. Now, the first week, it said, was not having your child bring their phone to the dinner table. And you know what? We, right now, my sister-in-law's in another country, so we have our niece here, and that's what we do. I'm the first one that I grab my phone and I put it away when we sit on the table to eat, because I've seen it. Everybody on the phone, everybody picks it up and looks. Go to any restaurant and you see people on their phone all the time. Or the moment, let's say I've seen couples, I don't know, dating, married, they look like they're dating, young couples. Moment, if they're not doing it then, the moment one goes to the bathroom, the other one picks it up. It's an addiction. So let's work that. You should never eat with your phone, looking at your phone and all that. I know sometimes if you're a doctor, there's an emergency, you're waiting there's exception to every rule. So anyway, this is week 1, eliminate digital distraction, and it was check mark each day your child goes to dinner digital device free. It should be forever. If you haven't started it, start it. If you stopped doing it since you did the Indistractable, let's start it again. What I did is I just put check marks on some of the important things, because this is the manual that everybody got to follow weekly. So pick a day, enforce a 24-hour social media break sometime in the next few weeks. Maybe tomorrow you say, okay, no electronics today, one day with no electronics, or maybe do it once a week, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, so week number 2, what did we do? It was homework. So this one's going to be a little different because now you guys are doing the schoolwork all the time online, but what it was as soon as they got home to do their homework. So you're going to enforce that. And again, when I say no electronics when they're doing homework, I don't mean if their homework is on a laptop. if their school now is on a laptop, sure. But what I mean is not doing homework with their phone next to them and the phone all the time. So controlling that and making sure that they're focused when they're doing their homework. Let's say they gave them an assignment, or not their homework, their schoolwork now at home. Take that phone from them. Take whatever other electronic that's not essential to do the work away from them, so they're not distracted. Week number 3, extreme attention and focus. Reading. Let's do it again. It said here to pick 3 books that, for your child, to pick 3 books, children's their age, and to start reading. And it said here, commit 30 minutes to reading for the next 14 days. Well, they should be reading things. Some of you guys heard me, and on the videos, they're in Facebook, and I'm trying to post them to YouTube now, so it's easier to find. I do have some Indistractable videos on YouTube, but I'm trying to put the 6 weeks that I did 1 week at a time, which is great. If you want to do that, listen to me explain it and give you explanations of it. You say just got distracted of what I was going to tell you, so let me go back. Oh yes, I personally, most of you know, a lot of people think, and I've even had people tell me in my past life, when I was younger, oh, but you don't know what it is to be out of shape. You don't know what it is to be skinny, to be fat. I was the kid, even in high school, my senior years when I started lifting weights, and I had done martial arts on and off since I was 13. I would quit. I was a quitting kid, the exception to the rule, because most kids that quit become quitters for life. I had to, at an older age, say, I'm not a quitter, I'm not a loser, I'm not giving up again. I succeed, and I don't quit anything until I succeed. But anyway, back to that. I was that kid, the last one picked in sports all the time. Yet I played sports all the time. See, we live in a different world. I played in the concrete. I'm going to be 63 this month. So the way it was is our parents would just let us out. We didn't want to come back home. And we just played in the neighborhood. And then they would scream our names out. And we had to run to have lunch and then dinner. And then go right back out to play with our friends. Okay. Never made any team. It's not like today that everybody makes a team. Didn't make any team. That it hurt, sure it did. But if I would have made all those teams playing terrible sports, then I would have never succeeded in other things in life, I feel. Last one pick and pee, yet I would play with my friends that were good athletes all day. After I did homework, and in the summer, all summer long, outside, played football, baseball. We didn't play soccer then. Now it's when it's gotten big. And then we would go to the park that was half a block away, and there was a basketball court outside, concrete, and we played basketball. And we were doing it all in the concrete, falling, getting scratched, no big deal. But anyway, I was also terrible in school. I have a learning disability. I think I have ADD and I have a terrible memory. So I taught myself to read slowly. And then my reading level went super high because I enjoyed what I was reading. So what I'm getting at is have them pick something they enjoy and have them read, especially now. You have them at home. I know some of you are going crazy. That's why now I just made 2 videos on Easter egg hunt fun to do at home with fitness Easter egg hunt. But anyway, back to what we're talking about. Sports, where I'm extreme attention and focus. The books. Sports and physical activity. Well, if you're my student, sure, they're participating in sports. If you're my student and you're following what we're telling you that I send through email, I send through social media, my wife has been picking up phone calls at the school, telling you how to get to it. We never stop training. We are doing home online training right now. And a lot of the students, it's usually the same students that are posting for accountability. So proud of them. They're going to be my next students of the month, and my next student of the year is going to come from those people that are training now. I don't care how good some other student is. If I don't see the accountability, man, that's called loyalty. That's called dedication, motivation. So continue to train on the videos. Different classes know we're doing online techniques and forms that you got to show me online that you're doing it, and that way I can correct it. And then when we get back, I'm going to test you and you can get a double promotion. But back to what we were saying. It says here to do 15 minutes of exercise. Well, I'm giving you more than 15 minutes of exercise, and I'm asking you to do 6 days a week, push-ups, sit-ups, and full squats to have a complete strong body. So week number 4, mental stimulation and refreshing the mind. So here it's asking you if your child, has the following symptoms. They close their door in their room, they have temper tantrums, they get bad grades, rebellious behavior, attitude problem, talking back, sleeping in. Well, what it's telling you here, one of the solutions is to do things that are fun for them. Right now you're with your kids. I hate to say this, but some of you now know what your child's teacher meant when they were saying they were misbehaving, because you have them all day now. It's not like a lot of parents, you just have them on vacation and at night you have them all day. But just to throw in the towel for those kids, man, they are bored, man. They're used to going places, doing this, doing that. Now they're stuck in the house, maybe in their backyard, if they're lucky to have one. So, they get restless. So anyway, so do fun stuff. Now, take a walk with them, do some practice with them, start learning martial arts. I always say it, got to lead by example. Your child becomes you. I've taken, especially my father's, I've taken his negative, which is some of his negatives I liked, but I guess I shouldn't, and his positive. And the positive things I used to criticize him for is who I am, what I am today. And because my father was I've never could be such a hard worker as him. A lot of people have told me, you're the hardest working person I know. You're always training, you're always working, you're this, you have discipline. It's nothing compared to my father. Comes from Cuba, communist country, with nothing. Originally, he had 3 jobs. I would rarely see him, just at night when he was tired. And the man was the hardest working person I knew. Only what relaxed him was he would read the entire newspaper and then take care of his yard. Well, I read like crazy, and especially now, I've been working on my yard, and that's my relaxation. So my relaxation, one of them is taking care of my garden, some of my herbs, feeding the birds and watching them, the butterflies, and I find ways. So the monarch butterflies drop their eggs and they grow, and then I cover them so the other predators don't eat them, and then I just love it. Some of you have seen my video opening that net up and letting the butterfly go. Nature. Be honest, not to put anybody down, I really don't want to have birds caged here. I'd rather go outside and look at them. So to me, that's my relaxation. But the most important part for me is prayer. Prayer and the faith I have in God. But I'm not telling you that. If your thing is to meditate, meditate. If it's, I don't know, whatever it is, hopefully gardening with your kids would be an awesome thing to do, so they can get out. Yeah, this is an urban garden I have. Here in Doral, I got a tiny yard, mostly, whatever you call that on the ground, and then I just have on the sides, and I have a lot of pots that I plant my herbs and my different plants. But those are different ways to relax with your child. And then ask them what they enjoy doing, and take at least one day and do that with them, even if you don't enjoy it. Another quick story, which I've been talking for a while, but I've never liked soccer, guys. Maybe because I wasn't raised with it. Today, I don't like any sport, any of those sports. I mean, I've told you guys I'm not a scoreboard watcher. I work on myself. What do I watch? What am I a fan of? UFC, bodybuilding. That's about it. If I could find Muay Thai, boxing used to be. My father died. It's been harder for me to watch boxing because my dad used to box and I used to watch the matches with him. And that's the reason. If not boxing, I still watch some boxing. Rare, but I do. So, I am not a scoreboard watcher. Like, what I was getting at is, as a kid, I liked football, baseball, and basketball. Especially football and baseball. As I started growing older, I lost interest in all of them. And I really feel most of these athletes are just some spoiled, rotten millionaires that are overpaid. That's my opinion, guys. Sorry if I'm insulting anybody. But soccer I've never liked. When I was a kid, remember, I'm 63. I went to school in the 60s and 70s. We would do soccer maybe 1 week. That was it. Yet, when my oldest son was old enough to play, I became a soccer coach. And I did not know I took all the courses on how to be a soccer coach. I disliked the sport. I don't mean dislike, I hate soccer, but it just wasn't me. Oh God, I'm doing this for my son. Later he wanted to be a Cub Scout. Let me tell you, I hate camping. I love the outdoors, but I don't like to sleep out there because I don't sleep good anyway. And I did it for him. And another thing I did for my sons was, I don't believe in long distance running. If I decide one day to run another 5K, sure, I'll train for it. I don't think it's the healthiest thing. It's better than laying around watching TV, being a scoreboard watcher. But I used to write for a bunch of the Doral magazines and newspapers, and I remember writing against long distance running. And then I did a 5K because my son was running and to bond with him. And the fundraiser too. And he literally told me, Dad, I'm asking you to do it because I know you don't quit anything. And the bottom line is I really disliked it, but I did it. So do something with your child, whether you like it or not, to show them that you care, to bond with them. Now, communications and goal setting. Week number 5. Does your family have deep conversations where emotions are shared openly? You've got to find a way to. A lot of kids hold it in and don't tell you, especially if they're being bullied. Conversation challenge. Have a 15-minute conversation with your child every day. It says after school, but right now, school is home. So try to find some time to talk and ask questions. Here it gives you some ideas. Ask them, what are some of the distractions that take up your time? What's your biggest distraction in your life right now? Do you feel focused? What motivates you? What's your biggest obstacle in your life? Do you generally chase your dreams? Or do you feel compelled to follow the crowd? That's one of my pet peeves, and I have a lot of them. Following the crowd. Don't be followers, you should be the leaders. My students, that's what I tell you, be the leaders. Lions, not lambs. How do you feel life is going lately? Do you feel in control? Obviously, I'm sure they don't feel in control because of all this unknown stuff that's happening right now. So you got to teach them to goal set. Think, here's something that I'm thinking. Here it says, ask your child what their top goal for the following timelines: a month, a year, 5 years, and after graduating from elementary school, middle school, high school, college. But right now is, what's your goal after we get back to normal? That might be a good question. And talk to them. Again, not to insult any parent, but I always say when a child gets his junior black belt, we bring up the parents and do like a little ritual we made up, because a black belt is good parenting. As a parent, you got to speak to your child. Every child at one point wants to quit. Martial arts, playing sports, whatever. Unless he plays a sport that they give him a trophy every time, he sits on the bench and everything is cool. But when you have challenges, like in a martial arts school that everybody can get their black belt, You're not competing against other people, yet very few do. And I still never met an adult that was happy quitting, because quitting becomes a habit. I think it was Vince Lombardi, the football coach, that said that, about quitting becoming a habit. Now, I never let my kids quit anything, but we had to talk about it. You know, like I tell the kids when they want to quit, a lot of times the parents tell me, speak to him, he's lost interest, he wants to quit. Everybody's going to lose interest. I'm sure you as a parent, there's times where you don't feel like going to work. Now, if you're a lazy bum, you stop working, you live under a bridge or collect welfare, that's another story. But most of you are not. You go to work whether you feel good or not. And that's what you got to put in them. Never quit, never give up. Never quit, never give up. You're teaching them life lessons. So if your child is feeling, I think I'm about to quit, I don't like this made me uncomfortable, give them all the pros and cons. Well, remember, be comfortable being uncomfortable is one of my sayings. And I do things in my life that I fear or that I don't like doing, just to put myself through that situation, so life isn't as hard as those people that everything is comfortable. They have a bad day at the martial arts school, at the baseball camp. Oh, I hate this, I'm quitting, and the teacher, the coach doesn't like me. Need to speak to them, be examples, but don't ever let them quit. Don't let them give up. We're running. I've been talking already for 20 something minutes. I still have one more, but I can give you stories of my sons wanting to quit things, and I forbid that. But I had to use psychology and explain to them. That's why they're both such successful adults today. So, number 6, health, energy, and habits. Does your child get consistently 8 or 9 hours of sleep a night? I have some students that I see are yawning in my class. That means parents, you're just letting them go to sleep. They might be on their phone, they might be on the computer, they might be on TV, watching TV, and you don't even notice it. Because why are they yawning? It's going to stunt their growth, their brain cells, a bunch of things. So make sure they get their sleep. Make sure that they stop. This is number 6. One of the challenges was a sleep challenge. Was for the next 7 days, have your child stop using digital devices an hour before bedtime for the next 7 days. Note any changes in sleep or energy levels. Well, you should always do that. Why are you going to let them sleep? Especially, we spoke about it earlier in the first week that I was talking about. This is terrible for your body. The cell phone, I usually use it on speaker, not to put it in my ear. Does your child eat breakfast every day? That's super important. You need to eat healthy. And again, don't feed them junk food. I know a lot of things I'm saying today is insulting people, but obesity is not about vanity. Obesity is health problems. If a child is overweight or obese now, what do you think is going to happen in their teens and adults? Outside of very low self-esteem, is they're going to have health problems, a lot of health issues. So be that parent that keeps your kids healthy food. My kids, believe it or not, both of my kids are adults. Most of them still don't eat much junk food. I never let them taste soda, cake, ice cream. My youngest one is 24. Does eat ice cream now. My oldest one doesn't eat cake. Neither one drinks soda. And what it was that. I even regret sometimes that I let them eat hamburgers and fries and pizza, because what happens is the taste buds. But it's never too late. But you got to lead by example. One time I was at a Kentucky Fried Chicken, which I love their grilled chicken that's healthy, and I see a kid maybe 12, 13, 14 crying because the mom and the sister were eating the regular chicken and had dessert and he wasn't allowed to. Man, that's terrible parenting. Gotta lead by example. You gotta eat healthy for your child to eat healthy. Child becomes what they see in you. So you got to lead by example. That's why I tell you guys, nothing against overweight people. I want anybody that's overweight or anybody that's skinny like I was to come train with me so I can help you. I can't change your life. Help you change your life. That doesn't mean when I talk negative about overweight people that I dislike them. No, what I freak out is when I see an overweight martial arts fitness instructor, personal trainer, especially when all these people are training under them. Let's even go deeper. A personal trainer that's overweight. Why would I train with someone? How do I know it's going to work if he or she doesn't have the discipline to stay in shape? And I've seen them everywhere. I've seen them in gyms and all that. I mean, even aerobic instructors are chubby. So as an instructor, I have to lead by example. And age, don't use age as a crutch. Oh no, but I'm in my 40s, so that's why when I was young, and I'm going to be 63. And it's a lot harder for me to keep body fat off my body because my metabolism has slowed down, but I still do it. And until God gives me the strength and the energy, I'll continue to do it. If it's His will that I don't get a sickness or anything like that. So parents, lead by example. Keep track of your child's 7 meals using the tracker below, which is pretty much breakfast, lunch, dinner, and all snacks to see. Now, this, again, if you are a student and you don't have it, my students, you get that free when you sign up. A lot of them, when we started doing this in February, the first one, we kept track for you. You would bring it and show us that you did it. And then you're going to get the t-shirt. Everybody else, we're not going to do the t-shirt and all that because it's a 6-week thing. But do the Indistractable Challenge now more than ever. Today, that you are quarantined, locked down, whatever you want to call it, at home, is the time to do more things with your child, and the Indistractable Challenge will help you. So guys, whether you're my student and you're going to see me today giving you the videos on Anta Martial Arts Group and you're going to train with me, or you're a friend, or you're somebody that doesn't even know me, okay, you guys, we got to stay fit and fearless. And again, do everything for your immune system to keep it strong, and exercising is one, healthy eating is another one, different herbs for your immune system and vitamins for your immune system, going out and getting sun is great for your immune system, and protecting yourself, washing your hands, gloves, and all that good stuff. So hope to see everybody soon in the studio, and keep on posting. Those that are students in our private group, or even in our non-private group, Anta's Fitness and Self-Defense page, so other people can see the great stuff you're doing. So as always, live fit and fearless. And God bless everyone.